What's up, everybody? Welcome to Human Innovation Tarot. My name is Eddie with Imagine Life Development Center, here to do the mid-July love readings for my Sagittariuses out there. If you're new to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click the like, share, and subscribe button for me. All the other information you need to know is in the description box below. So what we're going to take a look at today, and this reading will be good for the next 30 days. Just a quick FYI. We're going to take a look at the major hurdles, obstacles, and struggles that are affecting your love life. We're going to take a look at the advice, what you need to do to overcome those struggles. So the advice is the most important part of the reading. And then we're going to take a look at the outcome, what you can expect if you listen to the advice. Okay, so let's jump in and take a look. I will clarify everything as well. So let's see what the major obstacle is that you guys are facing in love. All right, so 2 came out. I'm going to keep just 1. Let's take a look here. So we have mentorship and transition. So I'm going to keep this here, the transition card, on the table, but we will remember this mentorship card here. So basically what this saying is you're in a transitional period right now when it comes to love and romance. Some of you may have just gotten out of a breakup or a divorce. Some of you guys may have actually just, you may be in a transitional period in just your life in general. Maybe you've moved from one location to another, one state to another, one country to another. Some of you guys may have switched jobs. Some of you guys may have gotten out of school or college, any of those types of things. Some of you may have, had children recently, and all those things would affect love and romance. And on maybe a more metaphysical or invisible level, something in your astrology chart may be affecting you, like an actual transit or transition. The planetary alignments and how the planets and the planetary energies are affecting you. Okay, I'm not an astrologist. I'm trying to learn, but it's something for you to check on. So if you download an astrology app, most of the modern apps will tell you, give you timing about what's going on in your life right now. And everything is cyclical. Everything has seasons in life. So, certain times in our life, the planets will align, or that's where the stars aligning, when it comes to things that we desire, it's like, well, if the stars align, maybe such and such will happen. Well, that's where that term kind of stems from. It stems from the idea that when the planets, astrologically speaking, align to us in certain areas of our lives, then that energy will be conducive for those things. So sometimes we get an extra boost and things are really, really, really in our favor when it comes to those things: work, money, love, relationships, whatever those things are, health. And then there are other times where it's not in alignment. So we're in a drought. It's a season where those energies aren't really at play. So it's harder, it's more difficult to produce results in those areas of our lives, if not even struggle, right? And we all go through that. So you're going through some type of transition here. What's the advice? And we'll know more when I clarify in just a second. Now, some of you could also be considering making a transition in the relationship. Maybe going from boyfriend, girlfriend to getting engaged, or from getting engaged to getting married. Or some of you may be just considering a breakup. Maybe you've been with somebody for a long time and you're considering a breakup. And that mentorship card, before I forget, is indicating that some of you are finding it, there's 2 energies attached to that mentorship card that we just saw. One is, if you're finding it very difficult right now to maintain a relationship that you're in, or you're finding it very difficult to even find a relationship, it's saying, hey, get help. Find a relationship coach, find a therapist, find somebody, a friend, or somebody you trust that, can help you. The mentorship is being open. It's being teachable. It's getting the mentorship that you need to help you overcome whatever those problems are. Okay. I thought there was something else that I wanted to mention. If it comes back to me, I'll mention it. So right now the advice is we have the card of passion. Okay. And we'll have to see what this really stands, what this means when we clarify here. So for some of you, it's, the advice is to follow your dreams, follow your passions in life. Pursue the things in life that light your soul on fire. The things that would make you dance out of bed every morning. It's like there's things in life where it's like, wait, man, if I could do this thing the rest of my life, I'd be on cloud nine, right? For some of you, it has to do with that. Now, for others of you, the advice has to do with not letting passion rule your relationships. Like some of you may be tempted or prone towards kind of more lustful type of relationships. Or for some of you, you end up in relationships that are mostly sexual or physical. It's all based on the sexual passion or the physical chemistry, right? Things of that nature. And so the advice here may be you might need to, to stop doing that. But we'll see. What's the outcome energy? Yeah, renewal. So if you listen to the advice, which again will clarify everything, you guys are going to go through a change, a renewal here. So the renewal energy is like when we've come out the other side of a long and difficult time in our lives and we feel revived. We feel like a new person. We feel alive again. We feel, inspired and motivated. It's like we have that pep in our step again. We're excited about life again. All of these types of things, right? That's what that renewal energy is. It's like a coming back to life card where, you just feel you're in a positive state, naturally. And everything just feels like, man, this is like a really, really, I'm moving into a really positive time in my life, basically. Okay. So let's clarify everything here and see. Why is the transition energy here for the challenge? Yeah. Okay. So we have the Empress here. And we have the High Priestess. So we have Taurus, Libra. And we have Cancer, Pisces here. So you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra or a Cancer or a Pisces. You don't have to be, but, I'm obviously going to mention it. Now, here's the thing. Both of these cards embody two meanings, dual meanings for you specifically in this reading. Of course, all the tarot cards have multiple meanings, right? But for you specifically, it has two meanings. Okay, on one side, it's saying part of the challenge, and it's tied to that passion card as well. Some of you have been, I feel most of your relationships have been kind of superficial. They've been focused on looks and beauty. Some of you guys it could be like materialism, because the Empress has to do with luxury, materialism. And then the High Priestess is actually a card of desirability, sexual desirability, or what we call, being alluring, right? It's that mysterious taboo side, that sexual chemistry. Like when you look at somebody and it's, certain types of people, even when you don't know them. And I'm not talking about, because there's people out there that are very attractive and you don't feel that sexual desire towards, right? I'm talking about somebody that when you look at them, you feel that sexual tension build up in you for no reason, right? It's that kind of thing. And so for some of you, the challenge here has been releasing superficial types of relationships that are based on looks, materialism, and sexuality. All right. Now, the other side of the energy is this is talking about you, because this, again, is a transition. And a transition has 2 points. The transition is where you are and where you need to go. It's it's that space in between where you are and where you're going to, the destination. That gap between is the space of transition. So where you are is what I just described, the hurdle. What you're transitioning to, or where you're needing to go, is finding your own inner resources again. So the Empress is a very resourceful person. The Empress is also about inner beauty. The Empress is she gets what she wants, not because she's vain, not because she's egotistical, but also not because she has to go out and prove herself, or not necessarily because she has to do things like the Emperor, because the Empress is about feminine energy. The Emperor is masculine. The Emperor is like the alpha of all alphas. Like, I'm going to go out, I'm going to dominate, I'm going to crush it, competition, I've climbed to the top. He's at the top of the mountain. He's very action oriented, very driven, very singular focused. The Empress is all about realizing that there's just as much power in you having self-worth. There's just as much power in you allowing things to come to you, receiving through allowing, right? But in order to receive and allow, you have to be in touch with that nurturing energy within you. You have to be in touch with your own inner resources, right? You have to realize your own self-worth, your own beauty. You have to see your soul as that luxurious item, so to speak. The High Priestess is also part of the divine feminine, but it's on the soul level, right? And the High Priestess is all about your spirituality. It's listening to your intuition, getting spiritually grounded, spiritually connected here. And so when you have married the physical world and the spiritual world in terms of feminine energy, so we're talking about the feminine right now, and the same thing is true with the masculine, right? You have the Emperor and you have the Hierophant. So those two are like represent the masculine side of the same thing that I'm talking about. The Empress is the outer, or the external, or the material, the physical, and the High Priestess is the invisible, or the spiritual, or the inner world. Okay, but this is feminine energy, and it doesn't matter if you're a male or a man watching this, but it's saying you need to marry those two things together. You need to become somebody who understands that the material world is just as spiritual. And I know that's kind of like a little bit of a mind F, but that's true. And the spiritual world is also equally physical. Like, we can't separate the two. They both exist as one, just like the yin and the yang. And so there's a need here to not separate those two worlds, to not live in duality. Like, okay, well, spirituality is its own thing, and living out in the material world is its own thing. No, they're one thing. And so the challenge has been for you to fuse these two things together and realize, oh, okay, I get it now. It's all one thing. The material world and the spiritual world are two things existing as one. And when you come together and you infuse that your feminine energy, realizing that they're not separate things, that's going to help you overcome the challenges. So you need to stop neglecting the physical side of things, and you need to stop neglecting the spiritual side of things, and that and on an emotional plane, because again, feminine energy is all about the emotions. Okay, so why is passion here? And it's very complex. It's those two cards coming out together with that transition card in the obstacle or the challenge. It's difficult to describe. I mean, I could probably talk about just that one column for the next hour easy, because it's so deep. This is a very, very deep conversation. So to do it quickly in a short reading is very hard to do, and to do it justice. All right, but we have to move on. So the passion and the advice. The advice here is you need to overcome these challenges here, because the Seven of Wands is about facing challenges. It's putting in maximum effort to overcome the challenges you're facing. But you also need to realize with the Knight of Pentacles that this requires a level of discipline. It requires a level of consistency, a level of follow through. You can't get in a hurry. You can't cut corners, right? This requires you to go on this journey, because life is it's a marathon, not a sprint. And life, it doesn't happen in a straight line. It's not from point A to point B a straight line. Life zigzags, it winds, it circles back around. That's life is all over the place. It's not a straight journey. And so this essentially here, these two cards here are really basically talking about being consistent, following through, and not getting impatient as you work through overcoming these challenges here. And at the bottom of the deck is showing that that if you can do that, you'll get everything you want. The Nine of Cups is your wish come true, your happiness, your fulfillment, you getting everything that you desire. This is you on a personal level getting exactly what you want here, okay? But there is a need here to tame your passion, right? To not be so not be so driven by lust and passion that that's all that there is when it comes to relationships. Then again, like I said at the beginning of the reading, for the second group of you, this is you guys actually needing to get fired up about something because you're living a passionless life. You're purpose depressed. You're not passionate about anything. Everything is just blah, 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 blah. You have no passion in life right now. You need to find something. You need to get connected to your spiritual passion, your purpose in life. What are you here for? What were you called to do? What's your mission? And it's saying to start working towards that, because when you get on your path and you get in your purpose, it will transform the everything else in your life, right? So like there's a saying, when the tide rises, all the ships rise with it, right? So that's what's saying, when you level up one part of your life, all the other areas of your life will level up as well. Right. And you can see that in a lot of people, like for people who get overweight, because, they used to be in shape, but then they started to, they became overweight. Well, what happened? Well, they started to lose their passion, purpose in life. They started to emotionally eat. They started to get lazy because they weren't driven anymore. There were nothing that was inspiring them or motivating them in life. So they're not moving around as much. And then so you gain a bunch of weight. But then that person gets re-inspired. And now they're emotionally whole, and now they're motivated again. Then what do? It's like, man, I'm not going to eat this crap anymore. I'm not going to eat junk anymore. I'm not going to sit around and binge and do nothing. And then they're motivated. It's like, I'm going to get up, go to the gym. I'm going to start working out again, right? So you make one change in your life, everything else will change with it. And that leads to the renewal, the outcome. The renewal is a new you. A new life, a new you, a new relationship. Yeah. So here, and a new love. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck is new love offers. So we have the Hanged Man. This is you having that realization, right? The Hanged Man is all about gaining a new perspective, a new outlook on life, seeing things from a perception and a perspective that you've never considered before, right? And it's about releasing things to get something better. And the Moon card. The Moon card about fears, uncertainty, doubts, things that we've suppressed, the illusions. It's overcoming all of that. Now, I just want to say as well, we now have basically double, really technically almost triple Cancer Pisces. So we got Cancer Pisces here with the High Priestess, Cancer Pisces here with the Moon, Pisces with the Hanged Man, and then Cancer Pisces, Scorpio with the Knight of Cups. Just mentioning that. So for some of you, you may end up, you could either be with a water sign, or you could meet a water sign in the, in the future when you've gone through these changes. I'm just mentioning it. It doesn't have to be, but the renewal is you're making a change here. Things may feel slow at first when you start to incorporate those changes. Begin because you may feel impatient with that passion energy. It's like, oh man, I'm impatient. I want to go. I want to do. I want the results. But you have to stick to it. You got to grind it out. The Knight of Pentacles. You can't get in a rush. You can't skip steps. Step by step by step by step. One foot in front of the other. It may feel like it's taking a while with the Hangman. But what you're doing with the renewal is you're becoming a new person. You're going to gain a new perspective on life because you become a new you as a result of the changes you're about to go through. And you're no longer going to be held back by the fears and uncertainty and the illusions of the past, because the Hangman, see the light around their head? The light pushes out all the darkness. The light is exposing. Casting light on the shadow makes the shadow disappear. So you're having a realization about some things that have been a part of you for a long time, suppressed. They've been hidden. There's been hidden patterns, hidden emotions, things that have been causing you a lot of struggle in your relationships, which is why that mentorship card was out at the beginning. So we're kind of finishing where we started. The mentorship card, that I know it's not on the table, but that's why it came out here as the challenge. It's like saying, hey, you might need to get, some help with this, because you're dealing with things within yourself that you can't see. You're trying to troubleshoot something that you don't know what it is. You might need help. You might need somebody's outside perception, someone who can look in, who has the tools, who knows how to handle people and deal with these things, who can help you. They can see what the problem is. They can see what the root cause is. They can identify it, and then they can help you walk through the process quicker than you doing it by yourself. They can help you walk through this, overcome those patterns to become the new person, so that you can have your happiness, your joy, your fulfillment. You can have that 9 of Cups that we saw, and you will find part of getting that is finding new love. Okay. I know that's a lot, but that's what's come out here for you guys. So if you found this reading useful, and you haven't already, I greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And again, this reading will be good for about the next 30 days. And stay tuned for more. And as always, my friends, until next time, love and light.